Hello Year 3 and welcome to our Maths Lit classroom for this week. This week we are starting our unit on statistics. So this is ways we can display data and interpret data, which is our first keyword. So the first topic we'll be looking at is bar graphs or bar charts. So here the bars are used to show the data in each category and the gaps between each bars. There must be a gap between the bars. So you can see here, we've got a gap, 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 gap. And bar charts can have lots of different scales. So the one on the left where we're looking at the number of children who like fruit is the scale is going up in 2. So we can see here 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And the one next to it is counting up in 5s. So the scale always depends on the numbers you have in your data set or your table or tally chart that we will come across. So here we're looking at our favourite fruit. So these are the children's favourite fruit in a particular class. Our vertical axis, so vertical being the one that goes up, is the number of children. Our horizontal axis is the one that goes along the bottom, is our fruit type. So we have our bananas, grapes, apples, and pears. If we have a look at the favourite flavour of crisps, we've got up the vertical axis, the number of children again. Along the horizontal axis, we have got the flavour of crisps. So these are there to help us read off our charts. So if I wanted to read off this chart, I'd take my pen and I'd go across with a ruler and I can read how much that would be. So that'd be 31 children. And where you can see this one is 20 children. This one is, let's have a look. Oh, outline went a bit silly. If we have a look going across, that is 24. So you can see we can interpret the data that way. We also have tables. So in order to be able to understand the data that's presented in the table, you need to read both the table's title and their headings. So remember to always look at the heading above each bit of information, because if we ignore these, the values in the table would not make sense. So here we have our title of the table that shows ticket prices at a local cinema. We've got the heading of ticket type. So here we've got adults, children, and students. Then we have weekday prices, weekend prices. So you can see each of them vary. So using this table, we can answer questions about it. So in this example, if we had a look for the price of an adult and a child going to the cinema on Monday, knowing that Monday is one of our weekdays, I can have a look here. I've got £6, £4, so that overall total will be £10. So you can see here I have used the values in the data to help me answer questions. And finally, we've got pictograms. So pictograms look at data, but we represent them using pictures or symbols. We always have to include a key. So the key shows us how much one of those pictures or symbols represents. So in this first example, it uses one symbol to represent 2 pets. So here we've got different pet types and we have our symbols. I know by having half the square, that will represent 1 because we're using half of the key. So for cats, we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 cats. Dogs, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 because we've got our half. 2 fish, 2, 3 rabbits. Then we have a traffic survey. So this pictogram shows the key, and we've got 1 circle is equal to 8 vehicles. So we can count in multiples of 8 to work out how many vehicles there were altogether. Because it's a nice, simple way of showing data sets that might be quite large in scale. So, for example, here, 8, 16, 24, 32, that'd be quite a lot to draw in our key for a square, for example, where it'd be 2 vehicles. So we've just got to make sure we're reading those keys carefully before diving straight into interpreting the data that is on the table. And our key vocabulary for this unit is data, which is what we are looking at. The data, so the numbers, the figures. Pictograms is the type. Symbols go along with our pictograms. Bar charts, we have horizontal axes, vertical axis. Axes is what we call them both together. Our scale is what they go up in. Intervals, that is what they go up in. So here, interval, the scale is intervals of 5, intervals of 2s, you can have intervals of 10s. It all depends on your data. Got our tables. So our tables can be shown like this or as tally charts as well. And interpret is how we look at the data and what we can tell from reading this. I hope you found this video interesting, and I hope you can apply what you have learned from your Knowledge Organiser to our lessons this week. I will see you next week for our video on length and perimeter. Bye guys.